นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังนะมะสามิ Okay, so today is Visakha, Visakha Puja in one of the most important day of Buddhists. Visakha is the name of the month, usually fall into May, full moon of May. It's a day that changing the Bodhisatta into Buddha. Bodhisatta is the Bodhi means the enlightened or awake. Satta means binding. The word satta is means still binding to the enlightened, still searching for the true meaning of life. The quest of the Bodhisatta is to find which is the wholesome state, which is totally free from suffering. The wholesome or kusala is many levels, and the basic level, the Bodhisatta is already fulfilled. The generosity, he probably give dana as more of many in the world. He giving up his whole kingdom when he was a king. He giving up his organs, his eyes, even his life, many lifetime. And sometimes he give his beloved wife and son. Not that he doesn't love them, but because he value the body, the enlightenment, more than anything else. And with his heart full of compassion to the world, with it lost, they don't know the way out. They don't know how to put the end to this suffering. So the Buddha put Bodhisatta, before he became a Buddha, he was just a living being. We call it Mahasatta. Maha is mean great. Satta can also mean beings as well. So Mahasatta is mean the great beings. So he almost like the best version of us, whoever best at that particular time. And even that, he's still searching for the ending of suffering. What is the kusala, the best goodness in the world? The best, the most beautiful, the most goodness and the truth that can reveal this immortal Dhamma and Nibbana. So this Visakha day is the day that he changed from Bodhisatta into the Buddha. So you see that the thing that drop away is a satta, the binding. Actually, when he understand Four Noble Truths, technically he would be no longer satta, because satta is mean binding. One of the quality of the Nibbana is unbinding. So it's basically he free, he liberate himself from this samsara. He reach beyond. He able to know the Nibbana, which is the immortal elements. But we still use the word being in the sense of he's still living, he's still walking on earth and still giving out the teaching. But they're no longer kilesa, no longer defilement. It's just the body, the result of the previous karma that's still working, still manifesting. He still used his body to manifest the Dhamma, to teach the Dhamma. but he already understands the timeless, the immortal, the Nibbana. So today is that marker between Bodhisatta and the Buddha. And the theme that for us, living compassionately and growing mindfully. This is exactly what the Buddha do. Compassion means to feel. The Buddha was driven by compassion. If just for himself, he probably able to get enlightened a long time ago. But because he said, why I alone attain Arahant in this Tipankara Buddha, so he decided he will dedicate time to accumulate this knowledge. So it take him 4 incalculable life and 100,000 kappa to perfect this parami and to come and teach. So this is a day of basically his wish become fulfilled, and he growing mindfully. The mindful is sati. Is the first factor of enlightenment. It's called enlightenment factor. There are 7 of them. They start with sati. So when you say growing mindfully, that means you are building this enlightenment path. You slowly accumulate this quality, these 7 of them that finally will come together and become Bodhi, enlightenment. So that is the day that the Buddha understand, and then when he teach his Dhamma, he teach in such a way that people can understand. He giving a 4 noble truths. But if you look at how the Buddha get enlightened, he get enlightened through contemplate this Paccayakara, this 12 link of what we call Paticcasamuppada. It's called, normally we translate as dependent co-arising of these 12 factors. Start from ignorance down to dukkha. It's 12 of them. That's so you can count it in one hand. This is the left hand that the Buddha, when he do this symbol of Dhammacakka, it also represent his own enlightenment as well. So you can count this. When you count, you can count like this. You count the knuckle: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So each hand is 12 link. Avicca paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya viññānaṁ, viññāna paccaya nama rupang, nama rupa paccaya sarayatanam, sarayatana paccaya Vedana, right? Vedana paccaya tanha, tanha paccaya upadanam, upadana paccaya bhavo, bhava paccaya chati, chati paccaya chara maranam, soka pariteva, dukkha thomanatupayasa. So this is 12 link, basically what we call the 12 link of creation. Start from avicca, ignorance, down to the end is suffering. So the Buddha is the one to find out the formula of suffering is because we are ignorant. Basically, we are ignore the fact that it's already there. We want it to be something else. So this is the Paccayakara that leading most of the beings trapped in the samsara. That's why this is the dukkha and this samudaya, this round of rebirth, the existence going on and on without end, because we still have this tanha, 3 kinds of tanha. So in this left hand, he basically explained the whole process of his understanding of how the world works. And if we see that the world is full of suffering because they are ignorant and then they craving, why do they crave suffering? Because they see suffering as happiness. They grasp these 5 khandha, rupang, the material, vedana, feeling, sanya, memories, sankhara, mental formation, and viññāna, consciousness. they grab these 5 things and then they take it as themselves. And then they're doing it again and again. How many lifetimes? Like you're chasing after your own tail, never fulfill. So maybe this is called the wheel of becoming. So it's called the dukkha. When you see things as a dukkha, then the heart is filled of compassion. You want them to be free, but how? So this comes to the next one. This is called the right one. We call this the right path, Noble Eightfold Path, which composed of these 5 powers: the satta, the faith, virya, the effort, sati, mindfulness, samadhi, concentration, and panya, wisdom. It's called the 5 powers. This is the power that we are seeking for, because we normally overwhelmed by this kilesa because we don't have power. We are powerless. So we have to cultivate this sattva, virya, sati, samadhi, panya. This is called the 5 powers. And when these 5 powers unite, then you can reach into nibbana, which is the end of suffering. So this is why the Buddha used this one. And if you count this also 12 as well, this is called the 12 link of succession. When avijja, taveva, asesa, virakha, nirodho, when avijja is all final extinguished, so sankhara nirodha, vijnana nirodho is all cessation. So with this one, he represents this cessation of all these paccakara, the all conditions that manifest, make this existence rolling, go on and on and on, with I in the middle. It's what we call onion, O-N-I-O-N. So this is the onion. Basically, we seek the essence in the thing that doesn't have any essence. Like you try to seize the core in the onion. It doesn't have one, because it's full of construct. It's called sankhara. But the real essence is in this power, when you're able to cultivate this and see this paccayakara in the cessation, when you're able to shine the light on. The ignorance is no longer there, because the light of vicca, basically seeing the thing as it is. And this is what we call by growing in mindfulness, because the mindfulness is the leading one. The mindfulness is in the middle. It will be able to tell sometimes you have too much sattva, you have too much faith, but you don't have wisdom. That it happens many times when you are believing something, but you don't have the wisdom to see that the thing that leads you to is blind. Or if you have too much wisdom without sattva, you become very skeptical. This thing is not right, it's not right, but you never have a faith. Try to do anything. If you have effort, too much effort, make you make your mind run around all the time like a monkey mind. But you have to balance that with samadhi. But if you have too much samadhi, then you become inactive. You become negligent. Basically, shut yourself off. You want just to be get into jhana, but doesn't do the work. So the mindfulness is the quality that you need to cultivate to balance these 5 powers. So when the Buddha understands this whole process of paccayakara under the Bodhi tree, he probably feel this is very difficult to explain. That's why he decided not to teach in the beginning. How many people will understand this? It's too complicated. But the Brahma come down and ask for him to, please, there are some beings have a little dust in their eye. If you just give them a little bit, they can continue on. They already have a lot of parami. They're just waiting for your teaching. So the Buddha, after contemplate that there was 4 kinds of lotus, the one who are ready, just about to get some sunlight, they will be able to bloom, and the one who is not there yet, you just need some time to help them, and the one who just need a lot of time, maybe training and all this, repeatedly remind them. So because of these 4 types of lotus, he decided to teach. But when he teach, he doesn't use this Pajayagara, it's too complicated. So he just reduce it down to just 4 noble truths. Suffering, cause of suffering, which is 3 types of tanha, the kama tanha, the sensual pleasure, Bhava tanha, the existence, craving for existence, and Vibhava tanha, craving for non-existence. And then the Nirodha, or Nibbana, and this threefold training. Because the Noble Eightfold Path, you can boil down to these 3 things, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. So he just teach this. Actually, all you need to do is this. So you develop this training, threefold training, the Sila, Samadhi, Panya. You're able to realize this Dhamma, this Nirodha, which is the Jagga, because it cut down the Kilesa. It destroys this existence. It's no longer dukkha. This basically, this dukkha that we are trapping because we wrongly grasp the thing that is not your, it's just a 5 khandha arising and passing away. It's just a dukkha. Because that's 2 things never come to beings that equal the 5 khandha with the dukkha. The Buddha is the first one who put this thing together, that all these heap, all these 5 aggregates is all dukkha. And when you see that, you're able to let go and then reach the Nibbana, which is free from these 5 aggregates. So when you see this being trapped in this, you have a sense of compassion, the karuna, because they are suffering actually because their own misunderstanding, their own ignorance, and they create some craving, try to grasp things, make some wholesome, unwholesome kusala or akusala karma, and then they reborn because of that. So because they were trapped in this, they didn't see the way out. So the heart is filled of full compassion. But when he trained the mindfulness, he discovered this, you call this passion, this Visakha. This is the end of all suffering. This is the Nirodha, the end toward the timeless, is unconditioned. Therefore, it's not dying. It's a supreme Dhamma that very few people understand because it's so sublime. Most satta is just trapping in this. They grasp 5 khandha and then identify as them for all along their life because they don't know that 5 khandha is dukkha. So this is the discovering of the Buddha, that he discovered the Dhamma that is free. Because anything that 5 khandha is trapped into time. It have a nature of arising, nature of falling away, either near, far, refined, gross, beauty, ugly. All these 11 type of khandha have that arising nature and falling nature. So it can't be your refuge. It's gonna be betraying you, and it's not belong to you. So you just have to learn it, and then let go. Okay, so this is the 2 things. When your heart is filled of compassion, your mind is full of Nirodha, the Dhamma, the true Dhamma, the end of suffering. So this is the summary of the whole process of the Bodhisatta, the night of enlightenment, and he became the Buddha. Sometime soon after he awakened, there was the Brahma passed by, saw the Buddha sat under the tree, complexion is very bright. He has a slight smile in his face. So the Brahma is very, very touched. He come down and ask you, who are you? Are you a human? The Buddha said, no. Are you a yaka? The Buddha said, no. Are you a deva? No. Are you a god? No. Are you a Brahma? No. So who are you? The Buddha said, I am awake. So this awake means he arose from that being, because he said that the cause of whatever being that you tell me, I no longer have that. I don't craving, I don't attach myself, identify myself with all of those source of being. because I see something better. I've seen Nibbana, which is the end of all this suffering. Because all this mentioned is still 5 khandha. Why would you identify with that? Because you can see something beyond that, which is Nibbana. So this is what happened on the day of Visakha. And the role of Dhamma that he teach is still moving. The Buddha turning the wheel and is still rolling. There's so many Sangha in the past and now who understand his teaching and transmit this teaching throughout the times. So the day that Buddha passed away, because he see that the Sangha is capable of maintaining this will. So we are, in a way, if we are Buddhists, we are carrying this responsibility of turning the will to the next generation, so they're able to have a chance to practice, to be mindful, so they too have ability, potential to become one of the Buddha. The Buddha nature is within all of us. We have that ability, that seed that we can put in the ground and to get this 5 power. We pouring the water, the seed will come up. The virya is the effort, is getting the water in. The sati is like the stem of the tree going, and then the samadhi is like the leaf, able to produce your own happiness. You don't have to rely on the happiness of sensual pressure. And then eventually, when it's got enough sun, enough suffering, the wisdom, the panya bloom, and then you have a phala, they have the fruit, which is the immortal. So the power is within us. We have a seed of the Buddha. We can become these 5 power and become transcend and go beyond this suffering. So this is the thing that happening on this day, and we come here to together to celebrate that occasion. So this is a very special day. The Buddha born today, get enlightened and pass away. When he passed away, he just put down the 5 khandha. But the Nibbana is still there. It's not belong to anybody, but it doesn't go anywhere. So when you don't have suffering, you don't have the cause of suffering, you no longer need Magga because it's already done the job. So all you left is just the Dhamma, which is the Nibbana. It's still there. So the Buddha doesn't go anywhere, but he just awake to this Dhamma, to this that we are able to see if we not ignore it. It's just right in front of us, but very few people have an eye to see. It's free, it's unconditioned, but you need to train the mind to be enough to be sensitive, to be able to receive that unconditioned, receive that into your heart, into your mind. So that is basically the whole summary or the gist of the Visakha Puja. And actually the word Wesak, W-E-V, it means all of us. Sak is Sakkaya Putta. We all Sakkaya Putta or Sakkaya daughter. We are basically, we have that potential. We are the son and the daughter of the Buddha. If we practice, if we plant that seed and then develop this 5 power, so one day we will become like the Buddha. So on the Wesak day, we are all Sakkaya Putta, Sakkaya Putri, the son and the daughter of the Buddha. We have that potential. We have an ability to follow the teaching of the Buddha. Okay, so that is basically my Dhamma sharing on the Visakha day. And you notice that I have this statue. I want to explain, because last time I offering this to the place here, I think I not have much time to explain what the meaning of this statue is. So I will use the last 20 minutes explain to you about this. So you can see that in the back you have behind the Buddha is basically is a Dhamma. It's just reflection. There's a light of Nibbana, the emptiness or sunyata, And then you have a Buddha with this Four Noble Truths kind of posture. What you lack is the Sangha, because here normally you don't have monks, right? So I decided to bring this so you can have, when you bow, you can bow together, Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. So you have this, but many few people notice that this statue is kind of by the side of the Buddha. So I just want to explain to him, to you, who is he and why he is in there. Okay, so this is the novice. It's a novice arhat, the one who get enlightened only 7 or 8 years old. Very few of them in the Buddha time. One is called Daba Malaputta. Actually, Daba is his name. Mala is his father name. From Mala clan, his name is Daba. Daba. Why he have this name? Because when he was born, his mother passed away. His mother was a princess of the Mala, but for some complicated during the pregnancy, he passed away, and then nobody know that she's pregnant. So they put her on the funeral ground, basically try to burn the body. But when they're about to burn, I think the body probably got hot, and then it burst. So the baby basically fly away from the mother womb and then land on this funeral pile. That's how he got his name. The word Daba is mean wood or piece of wood. So that, so this is it's very interesting history of Daba, because normally we born in the mother, but he born in the funeral pile, almost like he come from the opposite side. So he was picked up by his grandparents. His granny and his grandfather and grandmother took him up and then raised him. So since early year, he always followed his grandparents to the temple. Because grandparents probably lost their daughter, but now they have their grandson. So they bring him to the temple. So Daba is very familiar with the monks. So after he turned 7 or 8 years, he asked his grandparents to ordain. Okay, so he see the suffering that he doesn't have any parents, even though his grandparents take good care of him, but he probably see the suffering already of the world, and he decided to go forth to become a novice. So when you become a novice in the Buddha time, even now today, you have to ask the Kammadana, the subject of contemplation from the Upachaya. I think some of you are been ordained before. You know that the called of Kammadana is called Kesa Loma Nakha Tanta Tajo. The hair of the head, hair of the body, nail, teeth, skin. Okay, so this is basically the 5 Kammadana. So all the Upachaya have to give to the novice. So they give this, they recite this, Kesa Loma Nakha Tanta Tajo, and then shave Tapa head. So the first shave, he become stream enterer. Second, once returner, third time non-returner, and when he completely shaved, he become arhat. So he's very smart. He can hear these 5 words: Kesa Loma Nakha Tanta Tajo. Have the hair, have the body, nail, teeth, skin, and just that he able to understand and become the arhat. So. Any of you get arhat now? So why is that he able to understand it so quickly? Okay, he have some background, past life story, which I can tell it later. But there are some special time about that. That's why it had to be at least 7 or 8 years old before you can understand. So you have to have at least have some understand of some logic and some understand of like you have to have a sense of self in a way, healthy sense of self, and then able to contemplate these 5 words, which is called the Panchakamatan. Because see, when we see person, we are normally we will see as or such and such. This is a male, female. This is my friend. This is my enemy. This is my parent. So you already identify with that, and you lost. You make the beings out of these 5 khandha. This is heap of just natural phenomena. But when he hear that, he say, all you see is just these 5 things. It's no person, it's no being. It's just this: have the head, have the body, nail, teeth, skin, right? And then when somebody shape your head, you can see, oh, that is basically it's no self there. It's no thing that you can attach to as me and mine. When you shape this head, the hairs fall out. Have the body, and what happened at about 7 years old? You lost your first teeth, right? So you can see that even the teeth is not belong to you. You change a new set of teeth. So the whole skin, nail, he probably cut the nail many times. So which one is yours? So it becomes something else all the time. So just listen to that. He become Arahant. Okay, so he finished his job very quickly. Now what? Think about who finish your own. You don't have anything to do for yourself. You're all done. You're free from suffering. You understand. So he decided to volunteer to help the Sangha. Okay, what is in need most of the Sangha? Basically, the one who distribute food and the lodging. Because the Sangha is getting bigger now, people coming with a lot of food. You can hear every morning people come a lot of food, and sometimes people building the dwelling for the monks. So they need somebody with very good, unbiased to do this job. So Daba decided from early on that he's gonna devote himself to be volunteer to help out the group, the community. So the Buddha, once he know that he has his psychic power, so he come right away to ordain him as a monk. So Daba become a monk, only 7 or 8 years old, become a monk already. Why? Because if he does a monk, then people probably not listen to him. You can do whatever you want, but you are just a novice. So he will not have any power. But when the Buddha come and then say, okay, this is not the regular novice, he's the Arahant novice. And the Buddha lift him up to be a ordination up to the bhikkhu level. So now he can have the authority now. He can basically distribute the food or the dwelling. So he do it with very just, he doesn't bias toward this is my friend, this is my foe. So he basically do it very accurate and with equanimity. But like everything else, when you do the good thing, there gonna be the bad people who doesn't like you. Okay, so in the Sangha, there are some, we call the group of 6 monks who are very nasty. They always cause trouble. They call the troublemaker. If you want to read something fun in the teaching of the Buddha, you go and read Vinaya. Look at this behavior of these 6 monks. They all do a lot of things, and Buddha have to follow them and then lay down this rule. Okay, you do this, you can't do this anymore. But it's very interesting when Buddha forbid them, they not do it, but they go around and do something else. They're very creative in breaking the rules. I'm not breaking the rule, creative with something that is not really, because the Buddha haven't laid down the rule first. Something have to happen first, and the Buddha have to follow, and okay, now you can't do that. So the group of 6 is probably the one why we have to chant the rule for so long. Now we have 227 rules to chant, and this morning we just chant Patimokkha. It takes us about 40 minutes, 50 minutes. We have to thank to this group of 6 because they have come up with all this thing. But in a way, it's also good because we know now what not to do. Yeah? So it's a Sangha evolve. So many people come in, so we need some kind of guideline how to deal with that. So the group of 6 is the one to do that. So what happened is that one day the wealthy merchant come and then to the monastery. So he very familiar with Daba. So he always come and have some exchange, some Dhamma talk to this Daba. And before he left, he said, "Okay, by the way, who was the monk who's supposed to receive the food from my house tomorrow?" Because this wealthy merchant invite every day 2 monks to come to his house. So we take a good care of the monk. He will basically serve them with the best food. So the monk is very look forward to that kind of day. But on that day, it happened to be 2 of these 6. These 2 belong to this group of 6. This kind of nasty monk. So the Daba just tell the merchant, okay, this is gonna be Pummachaka and Metiya, which is, and then when the wealthy merchant hear the name, he I know who that monk is. I know how to take care of them. He said that, and he just left. So when he go back to his house, he told the servant, "Okay, tomorrow when the 2 monks come to receive the food, normally they will wash the feet, they will bring them to the inside to the nice dining room, and they will serving the very best dish." But the merchant said, "Tomorrow, don't do that. Just receive them on this door. Bring them some leftover food, whatever, very poor quality." So these 2 monks, because they are waiting for their turn. Tomorrow they're going to go to this very wealthy house. So they basically not eating for many days. They are going today I'm going to have a full meal, very very delicious meal. But when they come to the door and they realize what happened, the servant not even invite them in. They just basically, okay, this is your food that my boss tell you to offer. So they come back very angry. So they angry with Daba. They thought, you the one who basically make this happen. So they try to conspire with another bhikkhuni. Excuse Daba as having sexual intercourse with another bhikkhuni. So that's a very grave offense. If Daba have this sexual intercourse, he probably have to be dispelled. It's called parashika. So the Buddha have to convene all the Sangha and then investigate and ask Daba. And of course the Daba, he's Arahant. He said, "I never have even my dream, I never have that kind of thing of that, because Arahant has no longer raga, no longer sexual desire." So, and then after the Buddha investigate and they find out that bhikkhuni and these 2 monks are kind of making up. So he dispelled the bhikkhuni and these 2 monks. This is the start of this called the Sanghadisesa. It's a very high offense. If you accuse somebody of parashika, you will be Sanghadisesa. You need a lot of procedure to basically undo that. Almost like a prison. You have to announce your mistake and then have some probation. It's called a probation rule. Okay, so the thing is that when you do good thing, it doesn't mean that it's going to be smooth. Actually, when you do good thing, it's going to be a lot of things coming your way from the bad people. So the Daba is basically unshaken. He basically remain very straightforward and doing his duty, which is very difficult to do. But Daba also have one very special quality. He can attain this Techo Kasina, 5 elements. So he can make his finger into torch. So this is the first LED torch that you have. So he can turn his very very cool light coming from his finger. So he can do that, and that's help for his job as well, because he's the one who assigned monk to the kuti. So normally when the monk go to another new place, the monk who assigned the kuti have to lead them to the kuti, because the kuti usually live very far away, far apart. So he always, and then when the monks know that Daba have this psychic power, they all come at night. Because it's the only time where you can see this, because when they come at night, normally it's more polite to go during the daytime, so they can assign you to the lodging, but all the monks come at night. So one time, 500 monks come together. But he also have another psychic power. He can divide himself into many, many beings. So he can divide. At that time, because 500 monks come together at night, so he basically get into psychic power, divide himself into 500, and then each one of them have this torch leading all the monks to this dwelling place. So you can imagine 500 torch and then going up to the, have you been to the Kichakucha, the mountain where the Veruvana is, all these monks follow this up to the mountain. So that is the origin of this Dhammapada word. Okay, so on that night there was a maid, a maiden called Punna. Punna, she working in the merchant house. In the old day, one of the things that you have to do is to pound the rice. It's not this day, we don't have to do it, but in the old day you have to do it. You have to get the husk out, you have to pound it. So she come out to do that. A lot of sweat and full moon and thing. But when she looked up on this mountain, she saw this light, all around the mountain. So she thought, what happened? I'm here, wake up all night because I have to do this work. I was a slave, so I have to do this. But maybe some monk got snake bite or something. Why they kind of have a lot of light? Maybe the people try to search for the medicine or what. Maybe that's what happened. So she make a note and then she come back to her dwelling. And then the next day, the Buddha come down from this Kichakuta and go for Bintabat, for alms. So the Punna, she pounding the rice all night, so she very tired. So she carried this cake, the very dry rice, towards the stream to wash. But she met the Buddha on the way, and she think, oh, this is very rare opportunity. Normally, when I met the monk, I don't have anything to offer, or if I have anything to offer, I didn't meet the monk. Now these two come together. So she approached the Buddha and then offering her rice to the Buddha. And then the Buddha asked Ananda to bring the bowl. He received the rice. And then Punna, she think the Buddha, he was from the Sakaya, from the warrior, from the king. He have all these wealthy merchant taking care of him. So he probably gonna throw my food away and go and eat in a good place. So the Buddha, with the psychic power, he know that this Punna thing like this. So he tell Ananda, okay, let's sit here. So he sit there and he eat the cake that Punna offered to him. So Punna is very happy, because she thought the Buddha gonna throw her food away, but now you can see the Buddha eating her. And then after the Buddha finished the meal, the Buddha called Punna, okay, and she asked, okay, Punna, what are you thinking last night? Punna told, I saw this light on the mountain, so I think it must be snake bite. Some monk got bitten by snake. And the Buddha say, no, they're not bitten by snake, but they are striving to burn the defilement. So this is the verse in Dhammapada that the Buddha say, to be translated as, all pollution is clear from the mind of those who are always vigilant, training themselves day and night, and whose lives are fully intent upon liberation. So basically, what they do is they try to burn their defilement. Even at night, still practice all night. Some of you are coming to chanting last night, something like that. Basically, strive forward, try to maintain, burn out all the defilement. Okay, so when the Buddha listened to this, she becomes Sri-mentor. She also get enlightened for the first step of enlightenment. So this become this thing, and that you can see why the connection between this and this Dhammapada and this snake and this Daba. Daba, his name means staff, the rod or the wood or the staff, and then the snake, and then this is the light of the burning the defilement. So you can see that this is the symbol of medical symbol. Right? Medical symbol all over the world have this coil of snake and this torch. And you know where this myth come from? It come from the Greek myth. The Greek myth of this, they call the Asclepius. This is the name of the Greek myth. Actually, this Greek myth is very similar to Daba story. Because this Asclepius also born on the funeral pile. His mother also died the same way. They don't know, they put her on the funeral pile, and then Asclepius burst out, and he basically born from that funeral pile. So very same as Daba. And his name, when you translate, you decode it from the Greek into the Pali, is Isi, it means richy. Jula, it means small. So it means more small, easy, or small. Easy also mean arahant. So what is small arahant? So it's a Daba, and so this Asclepius, it kind of have this story, which is the Greek, they have their own thing. They stay with the Chiron, and they become expert in this. They're able to bring people from death by the snake poison. So there are some kind of story add on to that. But the fact is that they are very similar kind of symbol that people use. And the word kill is like the snake is called Puchanka in Pali. Puchanka is basically is the same. It's very similar to Pochanka. Puchanka is mean the one who go with this part, this chest, go with the chest, is called Puchanka. Pochanka is the 7 factor of enlightenment. That's why when you get ill, they will chant Pochanka. Pochanka is basically the mindfulness, Dhamma-vicaya, contemplate of Dhamma, Viriya, Piti, Passathi, Samadhi, Upekkha. This is the 7 factor of enlightenment. So this is a symbol of enlightenment. So 7 is the snake coiled 3.5 times. So this symbol of this well, which is the health, the healing. So you can see that nowadays this symbol become just only focused on the body aspect. When you say you're healthy, normally you mean you're free from bodily illness. But if you look at this origin of this symbol, Daba is the one who manifests all round form of health, not only the physical health, but also social health as well. He held out the Sangha, right? He mental health. He's very poor. His mind is free of all these defilement of these toxic element, and he also have the wisdom health as well. So it's all around, not just the body. So when the West take this concept, it's just boiled down to only physical health, which is actually the whole body is more than physical. We also have the social dimension, the mind, the mental elements, and also the wisdom as well. So I want to return this symbol back to us. And the word therapeutic, T-H-E-R-A-P-E-U, T-H-E-R-A-P-E-U-T-I-C, therapeutic. Nobody can find the root of this. But you know what, if you translate into Pali, therapeutic is from the word thera, it means elder. Puttika, it means son. It means son of the elder, which is the name of the Theravada. During the time of King Ashoka, he sent the 9 missionaries to different parts of the world. And one part is landing in Alexandria. There was a document describing the group of basically shaved head, putting in robe, come in the group, and they set up this like a monastery basically. And then they teach how to be healthy. Basically, this is called therapeutic. Because we call ourselves the son of the elder, it's called therapeutica. That become the word therapeutic. So this day, the word therapeutic become the healing. And actually nowadays, if you follow the Western medical treatment, now the science of ease, like mindfulness, everything is going back because its origin come from us, and then the borrow now is have to return back to us again. Because you can't kill the body without the mind. See, the mind also important, and the social as well, social dimension, mind dimension, and the wisdom. So they have to go together. So the symbol of this rod and the frame and the snake is basically the symbol of this Daba, which is the represent of the full meaning of the healthy relationship to your body, to the social world, your fellow friend being, to the mind. You have to have a healthy mind, and also to the reality, to the Dhamma, which is the most important one. You have to understand the Dhamma, which is the source of all, free of suffering. Otherwise, you will still trapped in this samsara. So this is the full meaning of health that we want to get back to the original place. So Daba, he basically he leads not a long life. He might have some karma, whatever, but at the end he go to the Buddha and say, I'm asking for forgiveness. And so he entered Parinibbana. So he set himself into the frame because he have this Tesho Kasina and burn everything, nothing left basically. So he born from the funeral pyre. He get enlightened at the early age, do a lot of volunteer community work, and then finally he go back. He basically nothing left of him. They said the wood that's burned is even the smoke is no longer there. It's like the ghee and the butter fully consumed by the fire. So he returned to emptiness. So that's the full story of Daba, which I think is very, very nice to have that as an example. And the reason I make this is because nowadays the novice is getting less and less, even in Thailand, in Burma, and in everywhere, because the kids are not thinking of going to the temple anymore. They are more have other thing interested. So I think sooner or later we're gonna don't have these people who ordain young and remain the monks from the early age. So I want people to at least have some role model. These days people their role model is superhero, go and bash other people, fighting, shooting. I asked the novice who ordained in summer, what do you want to do? So I want to be a soldier. So somehow they don't have any role model of what to do. I think maybe to bring this story up that if you are fully enlightened, you can do a lot of good things in the world, not in the way that Hollywood want you to tell, but in the way of the holy way, the wholesome way, to be benefit to the group, to volunteer, do all the things, which is very happy. If you do that, you know that this is bring you the kind of more form of happiness, and it represents the health as well. You have the very healthy mind to be able to do that, to serve the community. I think it's one of the role models that we can make use of, especially coming here, because at least some young generation, you have this youth program, people come in to sing a song and conduct some Buddhism. So I hope that they can take this role model, that is one of the career opportunity for you. These days we don't know what to teach the children anymore, because we don't know what the job market going to be in the next 10 or 20 years. AI going to come. They're going to steal all these things that you can do. AI can do better. Any job right now is going to be very rich from AI taking away. But one of the jobs that AI can't do is a monk and a novice. When we call you ordained, we will ask you, Manusosi, are you human being? So if you AI, you robot, you can't ordain. So you're eligible for becoming a monk or a novice. So, okay, so why don't be one of the career option? Being a monk or being a novice. You be free from. You not have to worry about AI. You just do your own thing, and people can do support. And it's the job that is very, very happy. I mean, you are working with the cause and condition for happiness. You cultivate your own. You can, when you learn Dhamma, you can share the people around you, and people happy to feed you. I mean, look at people to come and then feed you. They happy, So they learn the act of giving is happiness, which is very rare. These days you have to grasping. This is me and mine, and you draw the happiness toward getting. But now, how can you teach people to be giving and happy? That means you have to be the person who worthy of receiving. This is a thing that most people are not teaching. All the world is okay, good, give it good. All these Christian, Muslim always give. But who do you give it to? Who is the most worthy of receiving the gift? Only Buddhism teaches that. This is Arahant. They call Akha Takhinya Bukkhala. The most worthy of receiving the gift is the one who free of greed, hatred, and delusion. Or at least practicing toward that. If you don't Arahant yet, you practice toward that, then you're worthy of this gift. So I think that is something that we can aspire to, not just children or thing, but that can be for the children. They can use that as this symbol. Okay, so just short, I want to explain to you. So if you come to bow to the Buddha, Dhamma, and then don't forget the Sangha, just small statue by the side, and you can come and then bow. Maybe you can bring your kid and tell them the story about this Daba, and maybe one of them might aspire to be one of the monks. So you don't have to import the monk every time. You can have your own monk and novice now. How many years have been here? Very, very, like almost more than 10 years. It's time for you to produce your own local monks and novice. So you have to roll this role of wheel of Dhamma. So you have to come up, step up. The Buddha leave Dhamma to us because he trusts that we are capable of continue on to the next generation. If you don't have any local to ordain to keep on this, who's gonna do that? What happened to the next generation? They're gonna be in a lot of trouble. So yeah. So and then you who want to donate your husband, your son. So you can. People usually offering the robe, but they're never offering the one who wearing the robes. So we have a lot of robe, but we have nobody to wear it. So it's time for you to do the next step, offering the monk material, the novice material, so we can make it into the truly the worthy of receiving the offering, which is what the world lacking. Okay, so I would like to end my Dhamma talk at this.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.